Okay, so welcome to Graceful Pageant Interviews, and I have another lovely guest to me here today. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course. So, hello everyone. My name is Libby Smith, and I'm the current Miss Pageant Girl Liverpool, and I'm a finalist for the Miss Pageant Girl UK finals.
Hey, amazing. So, when are the finals?
So, the finals is being held in Manchester on the 3rd of July. So, kind of close now, actually.
Wow, that is pretty close. So, have you obviously you can't give too much away being a finalist, but how's preparation going, like with all the different rounds and everything for it?
It's been going really good so far. So, this is my first time being in this new system, and one of the rounds is actually a jeans and t shirt round, which
Ooh.
is a really new round for me. I've never done jeans and t shirt before. I'm very used to swishing outfits. So, it's
Yeah.
been really interesting to have to not swish an outfit. But yeah, preparations have been going really, really well. And again, super fast. I can't believe we're in March now, nearly April. So, yeah,
Yeah.
everything's been going great.
And have you got a round that you're really looking forward to? Is it the jeans and t-shirt, or is there a different one you're really looking forward to?
My favorite round is always going to be evening. I just can't explain it. There's just something about putting on your gown after literally months of staring at it. It's just so amazing to me, and it's just the most elegant round, and it's just super fun. So that will always be my favorite.
So the way you're saying it sounds like you've been in pageants before. So have you, how did you get into pageants? What have you been in? I want to know.
So this year will mark my 6th year, I think, being in
Wow.
the world of pageantry, which is so exciting. And I honestly can't believe it's been that long. To be honest, it's literally gone like that in a
That is
flash.
amazing.
So yeah, I can't believe it either. And so I have been competing every single year since 2016. So my very first pageant was Miss Junior Teen Great Britain, and I did that twice. And then I did Miss Teen Galaxy 2018. And
Yeah.
then I went back to the Teen GB system and I competed two more times, I think, and then
Wow.
I obviously aged out. So last year was my last teen year, and I was very, very fortunate to place first runner up, and that was the best I've ever placed. So I was super happy about that. And then now I'm starting my Miss journey.
Wow. So you've gone from the teens, now you're going into the Miss journey. Wow. Does that feel really big for you to have done that change now that you're in a completely different kind of pageant journey now?
I think initially, yes. I remember when I got the email and it said, "Congratulations, you're a miss." I was like, oh, I had to take a step back for a second because it kind of just really hit me that I was going to be a miss. And obviously, I was initially a little bit intimidated thinking on competing with women who are a lot older than me. I went from being the oldest contestant to the youngest. So
Hmm.
naturally, I was a little bit intimidated. However, now that I've kind of settled in a few months in, I feel so much more relaxed and I feel like I really am a miss now. I feel like I'm ready for that next step. So I feel quite calm about being a miss now.
Oh, that's so good. So, do you have a platform at all? Do you have anything you would advocate for?
I do. So my platform is all about speech delay, specifically in young children. I started this 3 years ago and I mainly started pursuing it more in lockdown because there was nothing to do and I thought now's the perfect chance to push my platform out there. So I started it as a big sister. My little sister Lexi is 10 years
Oh,
old and she has, among other invisible disabilities and special needs, she has severe speech and language delay. So growing up with her and seeing how it's affected her and my family, I really wanted to kind of make a difference and make more awareness because 1 in 4 children do get it. So it is very, very
wow.
common. However, there's not a lot of knowledge about it. So
Yeah.
I thought it'd be perfect. And from a pageant perspective, I don't think a lot of girls have that platform. So I thought it would be the perfect
No.
one for me to speak on. So again, I started in lockdown, mainly just doing little monthly videos on tips and just tips on maybe toys that are good for interactive speaking or things like that. And then it evolved into a podcast. So I have a podcast now where I've been able to interview speech therapists, speech charities. I've interviewed a
Wow.
few pageant finalists who've had speech delay when they were younger, and it's been incredible. I've been able to interview girls in the UK, America, South Africa, so it's been doing amazing.
Wow, that's really impressive. And I love the fact I've never heard of anybody having a platform like that before. So that's absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And I love that. I absolutely love it. Like, I'm a bit taken back. I'm like, that's so amazing, especially the fact that like you've interviewed people outside of the pageant world as well, um, which I'm very impressed with because that's quite a big thing to get people not in the pageant world as well to talk about everything and to come on board. So, how long have you been doing your podcast then?
So I only launched the podcast in October, but it was something that I felt like I really wanted to do. Prior to actually creating the podcast, I did a little interview series on Instagram, so it was kind of like an easy transition into it, and it was something I've been meaning to do for a few months. So it's only a few months ago, and I'm continuing to interview guests on a monthly basis. So it's going really well at the moment.
Amazing. And so have you been campaigning for a full year for Miss Pageant Girl? Is it been the whole time that you've had like well, not a year, but when you get to the finals, will it have been a whole year?
So I entered the finals in November. So I'm trying to think. I think by the time it gets to July, it'd be maybe like 6 months of them, something like that. Maybe I've been a finalist.
Okay.
So it's been a very busy 6 months.
Yeah. Have you been doing lots of different appearances?
Yeah. So currently, pretty much every other weekend since
Wow.
December has been full of pageant appearances, but I don't mind. It's honestly become kind of part of my weekly routine at this point. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do. So it doesn't really even feel like I'm doing an appearance. It just feels like I'm there to have fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I completely get that. So what kind of thing have you been doing? Just give us an idea of a couple of different things you've been getting involved with.
So one of my favorite things is obviously in my local area. I'm very fortunate in the north that a lot of pageants are around here. So I've been trying to
Yeah.
support as many systems as I can. And one of my favorite things that I did, which was actually last week, was myself and my mum, who is a pageant finalist. We held our own 10K charity walk around the city of Liverpool, which is where we
Wow.
represent. So we
Yeah.
had a few girls from different Liverpool systems. So had girls from UK's National Miss, Galaxy, and we all teamed together and completed this walk. And it was so much fun.
Oh, I love that. That's absolutely amazing. So, did you know a lot of the girls before, or did you just start reaching out and putting word out there?
So luckily, I've actually known a few of the girls that took part in it for a good few months. Again, just meeting through pageantry and the kind of pageant girl umbrella. So Holly systems that run my system, UK National Miss Galaxy. So it was a great dynamic because we already knew each other. So the walk we didn't even really feel like we walked a lot because we were just talking the entire time.
Oh, I love that. I've done some walks, and yeah, you just chat, don't you? Really, it's
Yeah.
great. Um, so I've got my fun question now. So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, I love this question. I've never been asked that before. Oh, I love that question. So I think if I had a superpower, I definitely think I would love the ability to be able to communicate with my sister in terms of I would love to have sort of like an ability to click my fingers and she could be able to talk because me and Lexi have never we can communicate really, really well. I understand what she's saying all the time, but I would love to have just a normal conversation with her and just for her to tell me everything about her day. So yeah, I think if I had a superpower, it'd be something like that.
Oh, that's a really cute superpower. That is very cute. So, sorry, I did say it was my last question, but I did have one more. Then you just prompted a
Oh,
question out of
go
me
ahead.
there. It's
Go
just to do
on.
with communication, really, because obviously
Yeah,
that's what you advocate for, and I don't know much about it myself. So,
yeah.
what different ways of communication can you do then with people that can't communicate the way we naturally do, obviously? So, just to give me a bit of an idea.
So of course that is sign language, which obviously I think some people sometimes think sign language is specifically for the deaf community, but it's not. It's actually a really great way for children who have speech communication to talk. So speak that way is great. And for my sister specifically, she is at the level where she can kind of understand. I think a misconception with some children who have speech communications need is that they can't necessarily understand what we're saying. My sister, for example, if she listened to this conversation, she'd know exactly what was going on. She just can't really voice it herself. So I think hand gestures, again, just anything really like that is a great way to communicate. So I definitely encourage any kind of signs of hand gestures.
Yeah. So how did your family react when you got into pageants? Because you must have been in it quite young then, if you've done quite a few different junior ones.
Yeah. So I mean, at the time, I think I was 13 when I entered and 14 when I first competed. So at the time, I was going through a bit of I really needed a confidence boost. I had no sense of self-belief in myself. And my mum actually suggested that I should try a modelling competition or a pageant, either one of them, to kind of boost my confidence. And my mum had competed in pageants previous years, so she already knew of how, so she already kind of knew of how incredible it was, and she kind of knew that it would be a good thing for me. So I entertained the idea and I entered, didn't really think anything of it. And honestly, ever since my first pageant, my confidence each year has just gone up and up. So, and I'm very, very lucky that my family have been super supportive. My mum, my dad drives me to all my appearances. My nan helps me with, steaming all my dresses. They're very, very understanding and very supportive of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Okay. So I'm going to go on to my last question, which is, what is your favourite fun pageant memory that you have? It could be from anything. It could be an appearance. It could be when you were in a finals. It could be an embarrassing moment or anything. But I'm sure springs to mind your fun moment to do with pageantry.
I think probably that's such a good question. There's honestly so much. I'm trying to think of 6 years worth. But
I know, honestly, you've done quite a lot.
Honestly, I think maybe my funnest memory, probably just the very first time I ever stepped on stage. I remember the whole atmosphere of the first weekend I ever competed was such kind of like a fever dream. I'd never experienced anything like that. So to meet girls who had the same ambitions as me, passions, and I remember the whole weekend, I didn't even feel like I was in a competition because all of us girls just got along. So I remember just meeting so many incredible girls that first year, just kind of, I don't know, it just made me so happy. And that's something that will always stick with me, as the first year that I competed.
Oh, that's so lovely. And thank you so much for coming on today and telling me all about your pageant journey.
Thank you so much. No, I love watching all your videos. So I was really happy that you'd have me on.
Thank you. So for anyone watching, have you got any social media handles, anything they can follow so they can follow your journey?
Yeah, of course. So you can find me on Facebook as Libby Fern or Instagram as Miss Pageant Girl Liverpool.
Miss Pageant Girl Liverpool. Amazing. So for anyone watching, make sure you go on. You need to follow Libby's journey and follow all the way to the finals. And make sure that you subscribe, do all of that jazz as well. So thank you so much for coming on. And I want to wish you the best of luck as well in your finals.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. So take care.
Bye.
Bye.